Hi, Assalamu alaikum. It's me, Yaqub. Usually I start off my videos by saying those two things, but today I'm just going to use my real name, which is too much glare on my glasses. Jacob Matthew Brown from Rochester, New York, and I'm putting that out there. Feel free to email me with your hate or Facebook me or do anything like that. I want to hear it all. I'd absolutely love to hear every single thing that you have to say. Bring it on. My message today is all about him, and it's to him. His name is Terry Jones. He'd rather you call him Pastor Terry Jones or Dr. Terry Jones. He is not a pastor in my eyes because he does not represent the Christianity that I grew up knowing. My uncle is a pastor, and he's nothing like him. My uncle is a great man, a wise man, and a great public speaker. This person, I haven't seen him finish a whole sentence without taking a 10-minute pause. When he does public speaking, he repeats the same thing every time, how he spent 20 years in Europe. I don't see what that has to do with wanting to burn the Qur'an or having anything to do with your non-Christian sentiments of hate and dissidence for other cultures. Here's the thing. Before you burned the Qur'an a year ago or however long ago, and before you got punked by Secretary of Defense Robert Gates, who you then later disobeyed to the detriment of the health of our brave Marines and soldiers and troops overseas, you decided to have a trial, and in that trial you did not follow the American right of due process. You were going to have a trial for the Quran, and if found guilty, you said it was fair to burn it, which you later did. First of all, it's not fair because you didn't put it on a trial with a jury of his peers. So where were the other books? Did you put it on Did you put other books of that nature? Like, did the Hadiths and Sunnah say guilty? We find that guilty. Here's how I know that that didn't happen. The thing is, the copy that you have is in English, and as most people familiar with Islam, even people who hate it, are fully aware that you can only accept the Arabic Quran that there's only one version of. If you have English or Spanish or other language translation of it, then that's all it is, a translation, fully written by a human, and it's fully acknowledged. The title of that book that you're holding in your hand is The Translation of the Quran. You are not holding the Quran, and you did not hold the Quran on trial. Even if you did, you're holding an item on trial. That's the most asinine, silly thing I've ever heard, and it's the most pathetic attempt to get away with racism in modern-day America. Speaking of pathetic, you try to pull at heartstrings. You say, "Stand Up America," that's the name of your little corporation, and I say corporation. Why? Because you have the audacity to say if you love your country and you want it to stay the same way, then give. Give for your faith and give for your country. I am American and I love my country more than anything. Look at me. I'm a white guy. My last name is Brown. You are not my friend. You are not a member of anything that I agree with. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were the enemy. I know Muslims and Christians and Jews who do not like you. So you're not a doctor, you're not a pastor, you don't exhibit any Christianity that I'm familiar with other than the ones that Hitler thought that he was agreeing with. People that sympathize with your site have links to sites sympathizing with neo-Nazis. And your public speakers at your presentations say quotes from Nazis and say quotes from Adolf Hitler and his people and his gang. Because they were wise enough, though they had bad ideas about the Jews, they were wise enough to know the dangers of Islam. When is it ever a good idea to start off a sentence with the wisdom of Adolf Hitler? You are American because you know the wisdom of Adolf Hitler? And you want money from me and my fellow Americans so you can banish the evil and the hatred of Islam? Do you know how many people died? Americans, Jews, Christians, black people, gays, Muslims. Do you know how many people died because of Hitler's ideals? And you want to just take a little piece of those ideals and tell everybody that those are American? Or that those are acceptable in any way? You're outrageous. You're wrong. You invited people to come debate with you and talk to you. You want Arabs. You want the typical Bin Laden, Fox News looking Muslims to come talk to you. But I'm telling you, I'm a white guy American. My last name is Brown, and I want to talk to you. I will destroy you. That's gonna get taken out of context. But you know what? Just leave it in there. Leave it in there because I will destroy you with my words. I'm a very, very peaceful person. I box and I'm not afraid to fight, but I will not fight an old man with a terrible mustache. You're garbage. You make no credible points. I will cite everything, and I will use my valid arguments to convert everybody in your audience to what? Logic. Not a religion, just the logic. The logic there is not hating people. Get at me, Jacob Matthew Brown. Talk to you soon. Jacob Matthew Brown. One more time, Jacob Matthew Brown, Rochester, New York. I look forward to talking to you. Terry Jones, you ugly bitch, and your mom is fat.